Namaste, beautiful souls. Welcome back and welcome to day 19 of our Intro to Power Yoga practice. Let's get started standing at the front of the mat. Eyes closed, feet hip distance apart, lift through the heart space, lift through the crown of the head. As you inhale, lengthen through the spine and grow taller. And as you exhale, ground down through the feet. Press equally through all four corners of the feet. Lift the toes to engage the arches and release. And take a moment to tune in. Beginning to lengthen the inhales and the exhales. Inhale, reach your arms down, around, and up. Exhale, hands to prayer through the center, flat back, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. And exhale, plant the palms and step it back to plank. Spread the fingers wide, press the heels away from you. Of course, you can always come into forearm plank or on your knees. Engage the core, suck the navel up and in. And continue to lengthen the breath. Slowly bring your belly to the mat. Flip the toes over, shoulders down and back, heart open, cobra. And release the forehead to the mat. Reach your arms in front of you. And your legs. Engage your quads, engage your legs. And then lift both arms and both feet. Hold. Engaging the lower back. Release the shoulders down the spine. Lift through the heels, lift through the hands. And release. Hands underneath shoulders. Inhale, open through cobra. And release, forehead to the mat. Press it all the way back into downward facing dog. Walk it out, shake your head yes and no. Come back to your breath. Spread the fingers wide. Inhale the right leg up. Exhale, step it through. Inhale, high lunge. Take your right hand to your right hip. Reach up and over, side bend. Press the left heel away from you. Open through the side body. Lift the heart. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, plant the palms. And step it back into plank. Core tight. Press through the shoulder blades. Press into all 10 fingers. Press the heels away from you. And bring the belly to the mat. Inhale, cobra. Press down through the hip points and the tops of the feet. And release the forehead to the mat. Reach both arms in front of you. And lift arms and legs. Slow down the breath. Hold. Release the forehead to the mat. Hands under shoulders. Cobra. Lift through the heart space. And release. And press it all the way back into downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg up. Exhale, step it through. And inhale, high lunge. Left hand to left hip and reach up and over, side bend. Feel this nice, juicy stretch in the right side body and the right hip flexor. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, plant the palms and step it back to plank. Once again, plank at your level, of course. As we go through this 30 days, we will be progressing. Things will get harder. We will be doing more strength training. And we will be holding a lot of planks and doing a lot of plank variations. So do your best. Progress into a full plank at your pace. Bring your belly to the mat. Hands under shoulders. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, release. Take both hands in front of you. And this time you'll lift the right arm, left leg. Release. Left arm, right leg. Release. And we'll do 10. So 1, doesn't matter which one you start with. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Plant the palms underneath the shoulders. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, release. Flip the toes under and press it up into downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg up. Exhale, step it through. Inhale, high lunge. Clasp the hands behind you. Open, walk your hands down your left leg. Open your heart to the sky, but tighten your core here. So we don't want to just arch back as far as we can go. We want to engage the core, lift through the heart space, and then gently, slowly walk our hands down while holding our heart space lifted and holding ourselves up with our core. Excellent. Inhale your arms up. Exhale, plant the palms and step it back to plank. From plank, you can either come down on your knees and do this from your knees, or try to do it from plank. Take your feet mat width apart and lift your right hand, left leg. Release. Left hand, right leg. Focus on your drifter point, core tight. Release. One more time on each side. Right arm, left leg. Release. Left arm, right leg. And release. Bring your belly to the mat. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, forehead to mat. Arms in front of you. Right arm, left leg. Left arm, right leg, 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Hands under shoulders. Inhale, cobra. And exhale, press it back to downward facing dog. Inhale the left leg up. Exhale, step it through. And inhale, high lunge. Clasp the hands behind you, reverse the clasp. So funny thumb on top, Engage the core, lengthen the tailbone, and then lift through the heart. Walk the hands down the right leg. Press the right heel away from you, bend into the left knee. Look up. And inhale your arms up. Exhale, plant the palms, and step it back to plank. Take your feet mat width apart. Left foot, right arm. In plank or from tabletop. Release. Right foot, left arm. Release. One more on each side. Right arm, left arm. And release. Right foot, left arm. Too many rights and lefts. And release. Bring your belly to the mat. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, release. And this time, take your arms right and left, forehead to the mat. Turn your thumbs to the sky. So give everybody a thumbs up, both hands. Two-handed thumbs up. We're having a great day. So forehead to the mat, press through the tops of your feet, press through your hip points, and then you will lift your thumbs to the sky, squeeze your shoulder blades together, and release. So we'll do 10 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. Engage your legs as well. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Palms under shoulders. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, press it back to child's pose. Bring your arms around behind you, palms up. Let the shoulders relax for a moment. Inhale your arms forward, come up into tabletop, knees underneath hips, and then walk your hands as far away from you as you can, extended puppy pose. Heart space to the mat. Lengthen your tailbone away from you. Relax your shoulders. Walk it back up. Come to sit between your ankles, knees together or hip distance apart. You can also stick a block under here if you would like. And then walk your hands behind you, keep your knees on the mat, lengthen your tailbone away from you, towards your knees. And either stay here, up on your hands, or you can come down onto your forearms. Open through the heart space. Open through the shoulders. Press your knees down, make sure they don't lift. Lengthen your tailbone away from you. You'll feel a much deeper stretch if you do that, rather than just arching the back here and letting the hips sink to the ground. Lift the hips just slightly. Press the knees down. And if this is still too easy for you, you can come all the way down onto your back, as long as your knees don't lift and this doesn't cause any pain or discomfort. Wherever you are, walk it back up. Slowly come back up the way you went down. Bring your feet underneath you. Hands in front of you. Flip the toes over and come up into downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg up. Exhale, step it through. Drop the back heel down and inhale warrior one. Clasp the hands behind you, open through the heart space. Look up. And then press away from you with that left heel. Come over your right leg and then release your head in the direction of your ankle and your shoulders away from you, humble warrior, or your fist away from you. Inhale, come back up. Warrior one. And exhale, plant the palms, step it back to plank. This time, chaturanga. So launch yourself forward, bend your arms, 90 degrees, core tight, and then lift up into upward dog. Tops of the feet and the hands, the only parts touching the mat. And then press it all the way back up into downward dog. Inhale the left leg up, exhale, step it through, drop the back heel down, and inhale, warrior one. Clasp the hands behind you, reverse the clasp, open through the heart space. And exhale, bring your heart over your left knee. Press away from you with that right foot. Ground down through the right foot, and then release your head in the direction of your ankle. Humble warrior. Inhale, come back up, warrior one. And exhale, plant the palms, step it back to plank. Yogi's choice of vinyasa. Chaturanga to upward dog if you are challenging yourself today, to downward facing dog. Take a moment, take 3 deep breaths in downward dog. Shoulders away from the ears, fingers spread wide, knees bent to get that long spine, and then slowly release the heels. Release the knees to the mat, hip distance apart. You can either keep your toes flipped under or press the tops of your feet into the mat. If you have blocks, I will show you some modifications with them if you would like. So, knees hip distance apart. You can take the blocks if you have them, place them on your calves. Turn your arms, your hands to face inward, so your fingers are on the part of the block closest to your body. Palms onto the block. Press the hips forward so that the hips stay over the knees. Open through the shoulders, lift through the heart space, and you can choose to keep your chin in towards your chest or look up if that doesn't cause any pain to your neck or discomfort in your neck. So this is modification number 1 for camel pose. Stay here. I actually really like this variation because I find that I have more length in the spine and I can breathe more easily while using the blocks. So actually I really like this variation. But I'll show you some other ones just in case your body is a little bit different and you like something a little harder. So take your hands, fingers pointing up your back, walk them up to the center of your back as high as you can, or on the lower back, on the back of the pelvis bone really. Back of the hips. So press your hips forward, lengthen your tailbone towards your knees. Walk your hands back, elbows in as tight as they can go. Lift through the heart space. And again, you can keep your chin in towards your chest, or you can look up to the sky. But press through your hips, press your hips forward and lift through the heart space. So don't dump onto your hands. You want to lift and find length. So that's camel pose variation number 2. And then the last one, flip your toes under so that your heels are a little higher. And you can take your hands onto your heels, open through the heart space, press your hips forward. Everything else is the same. Lift through the heart space and find length. Don't dump into your lower back. So now that we've tried these, take a breath in child's pose. Take a moment to decide which one you would like to try next. And then walk your hands back in. Take whichever variation you would like. And lift the heart in Camel Pose. And release into Child's Pose. Walk your hands back in. Last one. Choose which variation you would like to do. Press your hips forward, engage the core, open through the heart space, and lift. Lift through the heart space. Don't dump into your lower back. This is a core strengthening exercise, really. Lengthen the breath. Open through the heart space, open through the shoulders. And release into Child's Pose. Walk your hands back in. Flip the toes under and press back into downward facing dog. Inhale the right leg up, open the hip, bend the knee. Square through the shoulders. You can stay here or drop your right foot behind you, open into Wild Thing. And flip back over. Take your right foot forward, right foot in the direction of the left side of the mat. And gently bring your shin to rest onto the mat in Pigeon Pose. So no need to flex the foot if your foot is not parallel to the front of the mat. You want to square your hips, so press the left hip forward, right hip back. You can put a block underneath your right hip if you find there's a lot of space there. Actually, I will do that today. So block underneath your right hip. Lift, find space, find length. Press down through the left hip, press back through the right hip, and then walk yourself forward as far as is comfortable. And hang out in Pigeon. Again, check the squareness of your hips. Make sure one hip isn't lifting higher than the other. So press the left hip down. It's generally where the problems in this pose arise. Also press down through the top of the left foot. And focus your energy and your breathing into the right hip. Slow down the breath. And as you inhale, send your breath into the right hip joint. And as you exhale, exhale negativity and tension out of the right hip joint. And if that doesn't speak to you, the talk of energy and all that, just notice the sensations in your body. Walk your hands back in towards your body. Look over to the right, press down through the left foot. And then look over to the left, press down through the left hip. Plant the palms, flip the back toes under, and come into three-legged dog. A few hip rolls, leg rolls here. Then inhale the left leg up, open the hip, bend the knee. And you can stay here or drop the foot behind you and open into Wild Thing. Flip back over and take your left shin to the mat, Pigeon on the left side. So find what's comfortable for you. Don't need to flex the foot unless the shin is parallel to the front of the mat. Press to the top of the right leg, right foot. Open through the heart, press the right hip forward, left hip back, And then walk your hands forward as far as is comfortable. And take a few moments to breathe in pigeon. You can also always do pigeon on your back, like we've been practicing before, if this is uncomfortable for you. Inhale, walk your hands back in, twist to the left, twist to the right. Flip the toes under, plant the palms, and come back into three-legged dog. A few leg rolls. First one direction and then the other. And then bring your knees to the mat. Flip around to come to sit on your bum. Soles of the feet to the mat. Lift through the heart space. Take your hands together in front of you. And lean back. Just a little bit till you're really engaging your core. Not a whole lot. And then come forward. Lean back a little bit. Heart lifts. And come forward. Lean back. Heart lifts. Core tight. Come forward. Back. Forward. And back. Forward. And now this time, turn over to the right a little bit. Lean back. And come forward. 1. Back, 2, back, 3, back, 4, 5, and then come over to the left and lean back, forward. Heart lifts, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Take your hands behind your knees and slowly roll all the way down onto your back. Lift the feet to the sky, and then you can put your hands underneath your hips and slowly lower your legs as far down as they can go without disengaging your back. So press your lower back into the mat, and then scissor the legs and cross them. So you'll cross your left ankle over towards the right, right to the left, and then switch right on top, left on bottom, other direction. So we'll do 10 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 flutter kicks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And lift both feet to the sky. And lift your hips to the sky. And then bring your heels back down towards the mat. Take them wide. Lift them up. Heels to the sky. Down towards the mat. Together. Up. Hips lift. Down. Wide. Up. Hips lift. Down. Together. Up. Hips lift. Down. Wide. Up. Hips lift. Down. Together. Up. Hips lift. Down. You get the idea. A few more of these. Press your lower back into the mat. Use your core to lift your hips. 2 more. Wherever you are. 2 more sets, not 2 more leg lifts. Okay, bring your knees into your chest. Excellent. Now take your knees at a 90-degree angle and bring them over to the left. You can take your arms out in a T, back to center and over to the right. And back to center. Left, center, right, center. You might be moving down your mat here, right, left, center, right, center, left, right. 1 more on each side. Left, right. Excellent. Now take your left leg long, right knee in your chest, roll the ankles, and then supine twist. Come back to your breath. Back to center, left knee in, right leg long, roll the ankle. Supine twist. Back to center. Take both knees into your chest and then both feet into your hands. Happy baby. Bring the soles of the feet together, knees apart. And then release the feet on the mat, arms up overhead. Stretch. And release. Let your feet fall left to right. Shimmy your shoulders up underneath your heart space. And take a few moments to just be. Namaste.